Whispers that reached me. A voice in the dark, not loud, but it reached me. Like rain from the desert, whispering what I hide. Her story. It wasn't mine, but somehow it was. A wound I buried deep, suddenly opened wide. She wrote, not in perfect words, but in perfect truth. The kind that trembles, raw, across a digital sea. I read it once, then twice, and sat there still, as if she had reached inside the silence of me. She spoke of dreams, of a man seen in childhood, not with eyes, but with something soul can see. She called it fate, and I call it familiar, because once, long ago, someone dreamed of me. She left her land, golden dust beneath her feet, not knowing that heartbreak flies faster than feet, and somewhere far through the soft glow of the phone, she found a voice and called it home. He said, "Age is just a number," she wrote so bold, and I sat there quiet, wondering who told her that, because I have whispered those words too many times to hearts that trembled in the heart, that shake and never looked back. It's strange how a stranger can know your ache, how a single comment can stir a storm in your sleep. She didn't write it for me, but I heard her soul, and my soul no longer knew how to keep the dream I once buried. Before there was thrones and names the world knew, I was just a boy, but too many skies in his eyes. I dreamed not of crowns, but of someone's unknown, a hand I hadn't touched, but couldn't deny. In the stillness of nights, beneath a starlit roof, I would close my eyes and hear a voice not near, a voice I had never heard, but deeply knew, as if it belonged to someone who saw me clear. I didn't know her name, nor the shape of her face, but in the quiet, I could feel her pain and grace. She was out there, somewhere across deserts, waiting like me for a time, a moment, a place. I told myself, one day, I would know that look in her eyes, the one that tells you, this is who you crossed lifetimes for. Not for beauty, not for stories, not for perfect smiles, but because she would carry your ache and more. But dreams age faster than boys who must lead, and love when forbidden stars to plead. I wore a smile and carried duties in golden light, while my dreams disappeared into the night. They taught me silence, they praised control. I hid my poetry, I trained my soul. But her story, that woman, that whisper from afar, drawn back the boy I buried behind the star, the love that missed its time. I once stood at the edge of choosing her, a girl, not made for the world I rear. She didn't belong to place or plans, but her eyes made me dare. She spoke little, but her silence matched mine. Her presence felt like verses yet to be written. And I, the prince of self-denial and restraint, was slowly, beautifully, dangerously cementing. We met beneath moments no one saw, not in headlines, nor in golden halls, but in glances, stolen like prayers at night, and in half smiles, exchanged across quiet walls. I almost told her once, just once, that I would leave everything for her, warm, unknown, but duty's a voice that always fence. It's louder than love when love stands alone. So, I let go, without holding it all. She left with grace, no anger, no cries, but something in me broke that day. And since then, I have lived in borrowed skies. Year passed. Titles grew heavy on my chest. They thought I smiled because I was free, but kings and poets are not the same. And only poets know what it means to bleed quietly. Sometimes I wonder if she ever dreams of the man who never truly said goodbye, and if she feels in dread midnight rains my name passing like a faded sigh. That woman, the one who wrote her truths to me, stirred all this like a storm in sleeping sea. I forgot how deep silence could scream, until her story walked through the doors of my dream. Age, distance, and other lies. They say distance kills love, but they forget the soul has no map, and hearts don't measure time in years, but in pauses, in the spaces between two depths. She said, "He told me age is just a number," and it echoed like something I once believed. For what is age when two souls collide? A whisper, a shadow, a line easily deceived. I have known people my age who felt centuries apart, and once half my years who carried my heart. Connection isn't about calendars or clocks. It's about how two storms make peace in the dark. She dared to believe while others laughed. She held onto a dream where hopes was cracked. And I envy her soft defiance of the world, that courage to wait when the light fades black. I was taught to be strong, but never this kind. Not the strength to stay, but to walk away blind. They say love demands patience and choice, but sometimes love is silence by the louder voice. Age, distance, status, fate. These are the lies we hide behind. But in the end, it is a soul we search for, and some souls are never out of time. Her fate, my echo. She believes he will come, and I believe her, not in fantasy, but in the quiet strength she keeps, because only someone who has truly loved knows how faith can live even when hope sleeps. She wrote as if time was not her enemy, as if waiting was a sacred kind of prayer. And though the world might call it foolish, I saw her strength woven in every tear. Do they know what it means to wait in silence? To trace a face on a screen and call it fate? To hear a voice and feel your soul answer, even when the hands of the clock hesitate? I do. I have lived those unanswered nights. I have whispered to winds that never replied. And somewhere in her truth, I found mine. A version of myself I thought had died. She doesn't know that her words were a mirror showing me to the fate I once wore like skin. That belief that love can bend time and rules. That it's never too late to let someone in. A story become the echo of my silence, a strength, the answer to my ache. And for the first time in so many years, I let a stranger remind me I'm still awake. If we ever meet, not in goal or ceremony, but somewhere quiet, where hearts speak plain, I won't ask her where she is from or how she waited, and to say, I knew you before the pain. Maybe it's the station, a garden, or a desert road, where no names are needed, just breath and eyes. And in that moment, everything unsaid will rise between us like moonlight on the tides. She will not know my past, nor I hers, but we will recognize each other, not in body, but in the stillness two souls create. When the world fades and only truth remains softly, I won't bring poems, she already lives in one. I won't bring promises, she held enough. I will only bring my silence, cracked and real, and offer it to her without titles, without fluff. What would I say if that day ever came? Not much, just enough to let her see that even a man raised behind walls and expectations once dreamed of a woman who could set him free. Maybe we would sit in silence, maybe we would cry, maybe she would smile, then softly say,
I always knew you would come.
And I would nod, for I had waited too, in my own way. Still here, still waiting. She said,
I'm still here.
And those three words broke something in me, because I have whispered them too, alone, into places where no one could see. I'm still here, not just as a man in the public eye, but as a soul who once loved in silence and never truly said goodbye. I'm still here, carrying the weight of the words I never wrote, of names I dared not speak, and of dreams I once kept afloat. They think I forgot, they think I healed, but there are wounds that do not show, the kind that hum quietly beneath the smile, the kind only strangers somehow know. She, a woman I have never touched or seen, touched me more than those who stood besides, because she spoke the language of the lost, and I have lived in that dialect all my life. Maybe she waits in fate, maybe I wait in fear, but both of us, under different skies, are reaching towards something we cannot name, yet feel so deeply it makes our silence cry. And so tonight, before the world wakes again, I speak not as a prince, not even as a poet, but as a man whose soul still aches for the one who once knew it and didn't know it. If she ever hears this, know that I read every word you left in the dark. And though I cannot promise fate or time, you have left your mark, because you made me remember not who I am to the world, but who I was when I first believed that love was not a thing to leave. And if tonight you whisper my name again from wherever you are, behind whatever pain, just know I whispered yours too. in the same brain. Thank you for watching. Keep watching The Desert Voice.